Yo, thank you for joining us. You are watching episode 13 of SmackDown Live here on the channel. This is the go home show before we wrap things up for Elimination Chamber. This Sunday we are in Kansas City, Missouri, the heart of America and the city of fountains. AJ Styles is in the ring. So as AJ Styles confirms he's clashing Kurt Angle at the Elimination Chamber, let's take a look ahead to what's on the menu tonight. The Usos take on John Cena in a Handicap Match. And our main event, Kurt Angle back in action for the first time in over 10 years. He teams with Shinsuke Nakamura to take on the WWE and Intercontinental Champion, AJ Styles and Randy Orton. But coming up first is this year's Royal Rumble runner-up Baron Corbin. A callous attack from behind on the Royal Rumble winner, Apollo Crews. An act born out of obvious resentment and jealousy for the success of the man formerly known as Uhaa Nation. Baron Corbin's been harboring an ultimate sense of entitlement lately around SmackDown Live, an ego like no other. And here's a man making his first appearance on the channel, the big red monster Kane, the future Hall of Famer for sure, 320 pounds of hellfire and brimstone. How will this ring ever contain these two giants? As we kick things off here on SmackDown Live. It's also the first time we're going to see Baron Corbin in one-on-one action here in our Universe Mode series. Baron Corbin on the offense now, former superstar of NXT, a former NFL footballer. Played as an offensive lineman for the Indiana Colts and the Arizona Cardinals. Hits the ropes, sends Kane over the top rope, bumping the referee in the process. Here we go, shooting the big red monster off the ropes for a second time. Up in the sky and back down to earth with a big back body drop. Impressive strength. Impressive start so far from the Lone Wolf. Hurling Kane halfway across the ring there. Kane certainly would have been one of those superstars that Baron Corbin grew up watching on TV, wanting to emulate, and now here he is, overwhelming him here on SmackDown, but Kane fights back with a backbreaker. Here we go, exchanging punches. Kane is back in the game. Locks in the choke slam. Up in the sky and slams him back down to the mat. Goes for the cover. This could be over well and truly early. The Royal Rumble runner-up kicks out. The effectiveness of Kane's unstoppable power has certainly dwindled in recent years. But here's the last roll of the dice from Kane. Corbin is upside down. He counters and drops him on the top of his head with a tombstone power driver. And adding insult to injury, crossing the arms. And Corbin's eyes presumably rolling back in his skull, but Kane kicks out. But only gets as far as strolling into Corbin's finishing maneuver. The end of days. Referee counts 1, 2, and a 3, and it well and truly is the end. Well, there's one notch under the belt of Baron Corbin that will do wonders for his ego and his self-entitled complex, as his unhealthy hatred for Apollo Crews carries on. And here is the Royal Rumble winner. Bicycle kick to the jaw of Baron Corbin sends him in the corner, and a forearm to the face. It's the revenge of Apollo Crews, assaulting Baron Corbin after his match the same way that Corbin did to Apollo. Up in the air, nails him with a cruise control. And Apollo Crews is not done there yet. Rumors of a showdown taking place at Elimination Chamber have been aloof, and this almost certainly confirms it. But Apollo Crews now going for the table. As soon as weaponry comes into play, as soon as the furniture comes out, it's more than personal powerbomb through the table. Apollo Crews heading to the Elimination Chamber with that Royal Rumble contract on the line against a quite literally broken Baron Corbin, who will travel to WrestleMania to face the champion. Coming up next, handicap match action. The Usos take on the former Intercontinental Champion, John Cena. We are back on SmackDown, and the former Doctor of Thugonomics is about to face the odds. 2/3 of the Samoan family, he's about to clash at the Elimination Chamber this Sunday. Roman Reigns is the only man missing from it. Cena's reinforcements will consist of the tag champions, American Alpha, Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. The match was put together on Raw by Vince McMahon after John Cena showed up unannounced and uninvited and commenced a mass brawl on that stage with Roman Reigns, who walked out of his match with Mark Henry. It was the retaliation of a man who was screwed inexplicably of his Intercontinental Championship last week on SmackDown. Usos ready for a handicap match action, but here comes Chad Gable and Jason Jordan looking for redemption of their own. Jumped backstage by the Usos last week, and here's the receipts, leaving them laying before John Cena has to take them on in 2-on-1 handicap action. Jimmy Uso sent to the outside, clinging on for dear life, and Cena cuts the cord. As the Usos take the plunge out the ring, John Cena's on fire in the opening ongoings of this contest. Jay being brought back into the ring with authority, and Jimmy on top of him, right across the skull. And I hope for their sake the stereotype of Samoans having hard skulls rings true on that one, making the former tag team champions look like warm-up material. And Cena gets ready for that 6-man inter-promotional tag team match. Jey Uso connects, hits the bottom with that diving headbutt, and a super kick on the jawline of John Cena. Referee goes for the count. 1, 2, Cena escapes. Here we go now, the Usos back in the driving seat, cohesive as a unit. There's a scoop slam, and we all know full well where this is going. Uso splash, crushing the core of John Cena. Super Cena, no selling it, and here's the comeback. What a lariat. If that's the best the Usos have to offer, and Cena shrugs it off like an annoying bug. What's it gonna take Sunday at the Elimination Chamber? Super kick out the sky. If the splash doesn't soften them up, that will. He kicks out. Unbelievable. John Cena escapes after practically jumping into a super kick to the jaw. And now vintage John Cena, 2 shoulder blocks. Blue from the bottom now as he plants Jey Uso in the center of the ring. And Mr. Invisible hits the ropes, drops the fist across the face of Jey Uso. And Jimmy Uso scouts it. He read Cena charging at him like a big red road sign, but it doesn't stop. Cena scouting Jey Uso for the A, and he nails it. Attitude adjustment applied to one half of the Usos. He kicks out. Jey Uso found it in himself to kick out the AA. Jimmy Uso interfering and dumps the former Intercontinental Champion to the outside of the ring. John Cena lives on though, sweeps the leg, and Jimmy Uso, he takes a bump on the apron. And the 16-time world champion back on top. Crossbody from the top, lining it up for another attitude adjustment. Don't turn into it, Jimmy. He does. Arse over head and into the mat. And Jimmy takes a spear off the ring apron. John Cena looking impressive, but he's about to get his hands on Roman Reigns for the first time in the squared circle at the Elimination Chamber. What a fun match though. Cena overcoming the odds, not to anybody's surprise, and with a little bit of help from his future tag partners, American Alpha, handing out receipts in the aisleway. Cena heading into Sunday's 6-man tag with a victory. And here's the match graphic for the aforementioned 6-man tag team match. American Alpha and John Cena take on the current United States champion Roman Reigns and the Uso brothers at the Elimination Chamber. And we are back on SmackDown. The women's champion about to take on a veteran Natalya. She's back on SmackDown in the pink and black, the unmistakable Hart family colours. Should be a very interesting contest with 2 of the best female wrestlers the WWE has to offer, especially here on SmackDown Live. Becky Lynch, the women's champion, The Irish lass kicker about to enter the fight of her life at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view this Sunday against pop culture icon, pioneer of women's MMA, Ronda Rousey, for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. And speaking of the rowdy one, before these two women can get underway, her music plays, rings out around the arena. She's on her way to the ring to take her seat in the best chair in the house at ringside. A close look at the champion and her future opponent for perhaps the final time before the Elimination Chamber, when these two square off in what's gonna be one of the biggest championship matches in the WWE's history. And that is, of course, until Vince McMahon's showdown of his own at WrestleMania, Conor McGregor and Brock Lesnar. Celebrity endorsement isn't enough. Here on the channel, we have the two most popular MMA fighters in the world here in the WWE. Becky Lynch applying a variation of a triangle chokehold. Natalya escapes. The story is very much a battle of which women has the most effective submissions. Who is the true submission specialist? Becky Lynch's dropkick scouted by Natalya. Boot to the gut. And the natty one shooting Becky Lynch off the ropes. Lynch with the wheelbarrow. Captured by the German suplex. Just remember, less than 5 years ago, we yearned to have women of this caliber competing week in, week out on our television. Natalya is one of those who's been here the whole time. She would love to take center stage in the women's championship story, but she goes up and over. Ronda Rousey helping Natalya up to her feet. Perhaps inadvertently helps her into a T-bone suplex. Natalya now, sharpshooter about to be applied. One of the most famous submission moves in history. The Hart family signature being applied. Becky Lynch stranded in no man's land in the middle of the ring. Can she escape? Ronda Rousey watching on, emotionless, almost as if she wants Becky to be in pain, as if she wants Natalya to soften her up before their showdown at the Elimination Chamber. Becky Lynch escapes. The fortitude of a champion. Armbar applied. Disarmer locked in. Natalya just inches away from the ropes, but does she realise it? She's a veteran, has all the ring awareness in the world. And she does. She breaks free with her arm intact. Becky Lynch dispatching Nikki Bella in record time last week on SmackDown in the championship rematch. And her eyes are fell on the rowdy one. Ronda Rousey stands up. We're about to have a face-off, ladies and gentlemen, here on SmackDown Live. Elimination Chamber is coming early. And Natalya diffuses the situation. Neither woman have touched each other yet. And there's a discus lariat from Natalya. Goes for the cover, hooks the leg. Ronda Rousey watching on the ringside. Natalya gets an upset victory. Ronda Rousey can't even believe it. And she puts her hands to her face. Natalya has upset them all, beating the women's champion here in the middle of the ring. And Becky Lynch got complacent. Her eyes weren't on the game. Ronda Rousey at ringside distracting Becky Lynch with a square off teasing us all that they could come to blows here before the Elimination Chamber. But Natalya, Natty Neidhart back in the pink and black with a victory over Becky Lynch. And here we go, Ronda Rousey and Becky coming to blows, exchanging hydrogen bombs. Referee trying to separate them both. It's gonna go down decisively at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view this Sunday. Vince McMahon giving his son Shane and all of us the news that history will be made. Both Conor McGregor and Ronda Rousey will be at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. There is Ronda Rousey's opponent, Becky Lynch. As we saw earlier, the Women's Championship is on the line. Royal Rumble winner Apollo Crews puts his championship shot on the line against Baron Corbin. The winner goes to WrestleMania to face the champion. The Raw Women's Champion Paige was defeated by Dana Brooke, so therefore Charlotte steps forward and challenges her for the championship. Bray Wyatt, who left Shawn Michaels laying with his sister Abigail last week on SmackDown, has been challenged by the Heartbreak Kid. And there is Raw's main event, the Elimination Chamber match. 6 men competing for the red and gold Universal Championship in our SmackDown main event. The returning Hall of Famer Kurt Angle challenges AJ Styles for the World Heavyweight Championship. But tonight, coming up next, a mouth-watering tag team main event, Angle, Nakamura versus Randy Orton and AJ Styles. We are back. Welcome to the final segment of the show, the main event. Tag team action, and Kurt Angle back in-ring action on SmackDown for the first time in 11 years. Kurt Angle was an institution on the SmackDown brand, a former WWE champion, former World Heavyweight champion. Memorable matches such as those with the likes of Brock Lesnar, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit. And since he's been gone, a whole other generation of superstars has come along and flown the flag, such as this man, the king of strong style, Shinsuke Nakamura, joining SmackDown Live last week with an emphatic victory over Mojo Rawley. He's a former NXT champion, a former IWGP Intercontinental champion, a former IWGP Heavyweight champion even. A victory over Bobby Roode at the NXT TakeOver event in San Antonio, Texas, qualified him for the Royal Rumble, and a subsequent signing by Shane McMahon to SmackDown Live. Just look at the star power that's in the ring, and the other two competitors hadn't even come out here yet. And here comes your new Intercontinental champion. He is the Viper, he is Randy Orton, stuck on a losing streak for multiple weeks, and with a little bit of help from Roman Reigns, controversially beating John Cena. Orton is now the second most important man on the SmackDown brand. Two champions about to team up for this star-studded encounter. The Phenomenal One strolls out onto the stage, championship belt around his waist. And as we open the show with the champion, he proclaimed that they don't want none, just like his theme song declares. Kurt Angle certainly understands the type of challenge he's undertaking at the Elimination Chamber. AJ Styles is dripping with credibility. Two former IWGP champions in the same ring. AJ Styles took over New Japan for the whole year that he was there. It will be the first time that AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura face to face in a wrestling ring since their swan song departure, their one-on-one match at the Wrestle Kingdom in 2016. And Kurt Angle is tossing Randy Orton around the ring like a small child, having fun. He still got it. T-bone from Randy Orton applied to the broken down body of Kurt Angle. Can he keep it together for one last run as we head into WrestleMania? Flawless dropkick from AJ Styles, the Phenomenal One. And Kurt Angle about to fight back. Locking horns with the headlock takeover. Angle on the top rope, placed there precariously by Styles. An orthodox offense by Angle sent on Styles. Shinsuke sending Styles off, looking for a German, countered by Styles with a Pele kick to the back of the head of the King of Strong Style. Orton and Shinsuke, potential future opponents. If Shinsuke's team win this match, and there's an Angle slam attempt right in front of the man himself. Shinsuke lands on his feet and scouts it, looking for that reverse exploder suplex, but Orton with a reversal of his own. It's a counter fest here on SmackDown Live with a double backstabber. Climaxing the sequence, Angle is stalking his prey. Angle slam here on SmackDown. Both men famously had a Twitter war, a falling out over the use of that Angle slam maneuver. Belly to belly applied to the Intercontinental Champion, and a belly to belly to the World Champion. We got our very own Suplex City, and Kurt Angle stands amongst them all. Feet up by Styles as Angle charges him in the corner, drops him on that surgically repaired neck. The fragile spinal cord of Kurt Angle, and a knee to the head. Now Nakamura with a springboard roundhouse kick. Orton responds with a backbreaker, vintage Randy Orton. Signature clotheslines being applied by Randy Orton. The Viper is on the roll, ducks the clothesline, and Shinsuke eats a power slam from the Predator. Styles sends hightailing into the middle of that ring post, drops him with the Michinoku driver, and fails the reverse exploder suplex, and Shinsuke Nakamura feels it. And now Kurt Angle hoisting the Olympic gold medalist on his shoulders, drops him in that neck breaker again, going to that surgically repaired neck. It's a bullseye when every man on his dog knows about the history of that neck. There's a low chop block by Angle, going for that leg to set up an ankle lock later on down the line. The Angle slam nailed on the World Champion, and a flurry of offense from the wrestling machine. But AJ Styles pardons him with the calf crusher. What a sequence here in the main event on SmackDown. Kurt Angle escapes, applying the ankle lock. Is it locked in? He does! Well and truly locked in, the world champion has nowhere to go. Reaching for those ropes. He taps. Kurt Angle taps out the world champion on SmackDown. What a match. And the bragging rights have been claimed. The mind games are about to be played. Hall of Famer Kurt Angle, returning to SmackDown for the first time in over 10 years, has submitted the SmackDown World Heavyweight Champion AJ Styles. Woo! Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter as usual. The Elimination Chamber is literally right around the corner. Why not let me know in the comments below which match you're looking forward to the most? Conor McGregor will be there, Ronda Rousey makes her in-ring debut, and the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle returns to face AJ Styles for the championship. And I'll see you in a bit.